Hi, guys. Welcome back to the Purposeful Wisdom Podcast. It is yours truly, Dawn Christine. Thank you guys so much for being here. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share. Guys, I am beyond grateful today. I have with me the renowned Britain's most famous psychic medium with me today, Nicky Allen. Nicky is a born psychic medium with 33 years of experience, hailing from a lineage of gifted psychics. After an 18-year career in law enforcement, she transitioned into a high-profile role in the spiritual industry. Nicky is a psychic medium, paranormal investigator, spiritual teacher, writer, and angel expert. Her work includes regular contributions to prominent spiritual magazines, and she currently writes for Take a Break's Fate and Fortune magazine as the psychic detective. Nicky's debut memoir, Me, Myself, and I, Diary of a Psychic, became a worldwide bestseller. And her second book, y'all, The Rise and Fall of Britain's Best Psychic Medium, achieved a similar status. Nicky hosts the podcast show Soul Space. Y'all check it out. It is awesome, which quickly became the #1 best spiritual show in Great Britain just after 2 episodes. She's renowned for her international radio appearances, TV shows, tours, and cinema film contributions, addressing paranormal and spiritual subjects. Nicky has conducted European theater tours, seminars, retreats, and workshops to large audiences. She also produces guided meditations and offers online spiritual courses. She's highly active on YouTube and TikTok, providing spiritual education and guidance. And she resides in Devon, where she enjoys the sea and walks with her dogs, Teddy and Mia. Nicky, oh my gosh, thank you so much for being here. It's such an honor.
I think there's a delay there, but
that's okay.
You froze a bit. Well, you most probably said welcome, Nicky, and it's such a joy to be here. I felt tired just listening to that. I really have done all that. Wow, that's a lot of work. Done a gold enough.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, you're the bomb. And not to mention, and I have to tell my audiences, she is funny as hell too. She really is. You have such a beautiful soul. You're so funny. Like, and I'm subscribed to Soul Space and I watch all your YouTube videos, and there's just so much beautiful information that you're sharing with this world on healing in the angel realm, and it's just so beautiful. But your personality, Nicky, is just, it's so delightful. You are so funny. You make me laugh all the time. Even in the most serious things you talk about, you are so freaking funny.
Do you know why? Do you know what? I think I've always had a sense of humor, just like my dad. And we're a very funny family, actually. We've all got a real, quick wit and quick sense of humor. But it's just, I'm not being rude to other people out there, that do this sort of work, but sometimes it can get so depressing.
Yeah.
And so, oh my God, yeah, my dad's dead and I really am just totally hate it. And it's like, if I then go on and go, oh yeah, your dad's dead and yeah, it's really bad. I'm just going to be sitting there going, yeah, it's really bad, isn't it? So, we have to find a vibration, a high energy. And I know for a fact that the more we laugh, the more we raise our energy to a higher vibration of positivity, gratitude, love, we've got an easier connection to the source. And this is what I'm trying to get people to understand at the moment. The higher their vibration, and don't get me wrong, people that perhaps, might watch this who are going through depression or have, going through a loss, and they're like, whatever, oh yeah, you're really happy, great. I was there for 5 years in bed wanting to die every day. So I totally get it. I've had horrific trauma in my life, but I've learned through my awakenings, and they keep kicking my ass and getting me back up again, to say, look, do you want to live in the desert or the oasis? And this is what my guide said to me once. He literally said to me, I'm not being funny, Nick. Or he says, Nicola. Oh my God, I hate Nicola. But he calls me Nicola. Oh God, Nicola. Only my doctor calls me Nicola. I tell everybody that. And so he basically said, what do you want to do? He said, why do you humans have to martyr yourself? Why do you choose to live in a desert where, you know, you're starving, you're uncomfortable, you're under this heat, you're thirsty, and you're just dragging yourself through hell? And he said,
Right.
when you sit in Oasis, and he's talking about it, the analogy was mentally and
Right.
spiritually. Or you can sit in the shade. There's a pool whenever you want to refresh yourself. You have food, you have water, you have rest. Why do you all choose the desert when things go wrong? And he's totally right, because
Yeah.
I'm not taking it away from people that are going through pain, absolutely not. But there has to be a time where we have to acknowledge acceptance of that pain, that trauma, whatever's happened, and find a way to try and move forwards. Because otherwise, what choice do you have? Do you want to live
Right.
forever in that traumatic past? And incredibly, I just did a channeling yesterday, and Catherine, one of my guides, she brought all this up. So obviously the energy of the pandemic, you know what happened there? Oh, that's a walk in the park, love. I've been doing that for 12 years, being isolated and on my own and completely
Right.
yourself, you know. So people with ME, chronic fatigue syndrome, and fibromyalgia, which I have, most of us don't go out, most of us don't do anything that's going to use our spoons up, which are our energy kind of episodes. We have to plan what to do. So for instance, today I thought, right, I'm going to do this. I thought I'd have a gentle walk with Teddy on the beach, which is from my house, which I ordered cosmically, which they taught me. That's in the other book, actually, Me, Myself and I, that one. And
Ooh.
yeah, they taught me how to cosmic order. And basically, I know I'm rushing ahead. I really should start from the beginning, because people are like, whoa, hang on a minute, what? But, you know, I had a gentle walk, because we have to plan our energy episodes. So my
Right.
energy episodes today were just to check everything was okay, admin wise, gentle walk with Teddy, rest, and then come and talk to you. And that would mostly be about it today. And, you know, you just have to go with it. And the thing is that what I've learned from my illness, I was 5 years in bed, told by the doctors I'd never get out of bed after following a road accident. And that's when I went into the darkest abyss of my life. It was horrific, which I now know people refer to as the dark night of the soul.
Right.
And so it is, everything is meaningless, everything is black. All you want is to die, literally. You
Yeah.
just want to die, because that's the end of your suffering. And I
Right.
just prayed that I would drop down dead. But I couldn't do that. And then I thought, you know what, all I've got to do is drink a bottle of morphine that was sitting there, because I was in so much pain and agony, because the doctors had, you know, said you're not going to walk again, you're not going to do anything. The prognosis is you're going to be like this for the rest of your life, laying in bed. I'd lost everything. I've just got my 2 dogs, which is this story here. And I thought, well, hang on a minute. I can't kill myself, because I got, at the time I had my little Mia, bless you, little baby, in Rainbow Bridge. And I had Teddy and Mia looking at me, and I thought, I can't be that person, because of being a cop in the past. I'd seen
Right.
people that had been left for days, and I wasn't seeing anybody for months on end with their dogs. I'm not going to be one of those people that people look at the photographs in the cop office and go, oh my God, look at that. She had like dirty knickers on.
Right.
Or dirty pants on. Do you know what I mean? So I thought, I'm not doing that. I need to sort myself out. And so I surrendered. It was so funny, Dawn. I'm not going to lie. One day I thought, right, well, I'm obviously not going to take myself over. Obviously, you know, I'm not going to die from this yet. So I've got to sort something out. I either lay in the desert or choose the Oasis. So I thought, well, I'll give the Oasis a go. And my whole life, being born into generations of mediums and healers before me, I've seen spirit people, and I'd put in my head, because I was in such a dark amount of trauma and tragedy, I thought I'd made it all up. It was all rubbish. I had no faith. I had absolutely nothing at this point. This was like year 2 in bed. And as I say, I was homeless, and I'd managed to rent a place. It was just horror on a stick. I'd lost everything. And my career, because I was working with the likes of Colin Fry, you know, who did Sixth Sense,
Right.
went out to America, and
Right.
Derek Okora, all sorts of people. And it all just went boom, it was gone. So I have been there and lost the lot, materially, spiritually, emotionally, physically, gone. And so I decided it was like freezing cold in February here, right? It was
Right.
so cold. And I was living in a cemetery.
What?
Living in a cemetery. My house, I'll have to send you the book, darling. This one,
Yes.
basically, this is, even though I published this first, this was the one that kind of leads up to how I went from cop to like full-time psychic medium. I didn't have a choice because I was haunted to hell. And then this one is then the follow-on. So if if anybody wants to read the books, that's really the first one to read, and then you read this one.
Good. So I have it in order then. Good.
Yes, well done you. And it's it was just literally a diary of what I wrote during the times I could actually see and pick a pen up. That's how ill I was.
Right.
And someone said to me, my God, you should turn this into a book. I said, who want to read this? And they said, because it's a miracle how you got where you are and how you eradicated all your demons. I said, I didn't do a thing, and I didn't. And in the end, I put it out within a week, I got a deal. And so what happened is that I literally went through this 2 years, and I thought, I'm going to try this Oasis thing, even though I've lost my faith, right? I'm going to try it. So I went downstairs, it was freezing cold, walked out, I had this toweling robe on, and it was a full moon. I didn't even know it's a full moon. I never even left the house. I had someone to come and walk my dogs, that was it. I either saw them or the postman, that was it. Okay, the mailman, that was it. Because I isolated myself, and lots of people dropped me because they weren't interested in someone that was in a wheelchair and in bed all the time. And so I was pretty much alone. And most of it was my choice, to be fair, for the people that did stick with me, And so anybody that watches this has got chronic illness, they'll totally get this. They'll totally get this. And I, so I looked at, oh, it's a full moon, that's handy. So I literally, don't ask me why I did it. I took my toweling robe off. It was freezing, right? My ass was freezing cold. And I literally got down on my knees. It's like, I don't know, it's like a symbolic, I surrender. And I just said, I'm done. I said, I'm done. I'm going to hand it over to you then. If you think that you're there, then show me, because I'm not being funny. I hate you all because I've been a spiritual ambassador all my life, and you've put me in this position. I hate you for it. And I was so angry. And I literally just kneeled down on the gravel, and I just went, I'm here as naked as I was as I came in the world to show you how vulnerable I am. I need help. Please come in now. I surrender. I am now going to open my world up to you, and you help me. Oh my God. It was just mind-blowing. Do you know what, darling? Sometimes I do go back to my book and read snippets, and I think, oh my good God, did that really happen? It was so incredible. The following day, I had a hamper, a big food hamper left on my doorstep. I didn't know who'd left it. And it was all full of food and fruit and juices and everything, because I wasn't eating properly. I was just like grabbing odd biscuits or, getting the dog walker to bring stuff round for me. And I thought, that's weird. And then I found out it was a friend of mine, God bless her heart. And I said, wow, thank you for that. She said, let me come and do some healing. I went, no. Anyway, she started doing healing. And then that's when the visitation started. So I had angels in my room, 7 foot tall. And I thought, am I making it up? Because obviously I was really, really skeptical at the time. But my dogs would react. So when they came and visited into the room, the dogs would go mental, barking at where they were standing. So I knew that there was a presence there. And they introduced me to angels that I'd never heard of. One of them said Metatron, and I said, no, you're making it up. That sounds like a transformer. No, that doesn't exist. And I Googled it, and it was an angel. I'm like, oh, okay, sorry about that. Sounded a bit like a transformer. Sorry about that. And then they literally, I had £65,000, which is mostly about $80,000 in debt, because my partner at the time had stolen loads of money from me because he didn't want to be with someone in a wheelchair. And this voice came to me. I was obsessed with the colour pale blue, right? I had to get pale blue duvet. I just had like everywhere pale blue. And one day I hobbled to the restroom, as you call it, and I know this because I just got back from Orlando.
I know.
And I literally, there was a pale blue angel figure with a pale blue ribbon in the middle of the hallway. And I'm like, where the hell's that come from? But I know I needed to hold it, right? So when I went to the loo, popped to the loo, darling, and I went back to bed, and I'm still holding this angel. And then this voice says, I'm Raguel. I thought, I've never heard that name in my life. I'm like, I don't know who you are. And he said, I'm going to help you clear your debt today. I'm like, yeah, good luck with that, mate, whoever you are. I was still really, really angry because the road accident had ruined my life. And I'd lost my career, everything.
Right.
And so I went, right, okay, whatever. And then I thought, I might as well Google it. So I Googled the name Raguel, and it's the archangel of balance and harmony and sorting things like debt out, addiction. He's like, he balances everything out. And I'm like, that's interesting. And he works on the pale blue ray. So I'm looking at this angel thinking, oh my God, it's a pale blue angel, and I don't even know where it's come from on this blue ribbon, and I'm surrounded by pale blue. So I'm like, well, what do you need me to do? And then I just saw in my head, get on the phone. And I was isolating anyway. Most people do with mental health issues and depression. And when you're going through the dark night of the soul, you don't want to reach out. And I just did. I got on the phone and I phoned all these bank people up. I had the strength to do it. Don't know where that came from. Obviously them.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm not going to get out of this bed. So you want to carry on taking like, £10 a week from me, you crack on. But if you want to take me to court, these are all the bailiffs that were coming knocking on my door. I said, and if you want to like take me in my bedclothes to court because I can't pay your money, crack on with it.
Right.
And by the end of the day, they said, oh, hang on a minute, I'll go and talk with my manager. By the end of the day, I was debt free. And that's like $80,000 gone because of this angel. I know. I'm thinking, hang on a minute. This is all in the book. It's just incredible. Right. And I'm like, hang on a minute, this is a bit weird. And then the next angel will come. And then I would start getting like dreams of exes, right? Because when you are in a negative energy, I was abused when I was younger, and you tend to hold a thought process of yourself. For some reason, you hold it in yourself that you are a dirty, disgusting person, like how they treat you. And for some reason, your self-love goes out the window, and you just stay in this pattern of self-belief that you are crap. And everybody who's going to watch this who's been abused will go, yeah. And so even though before my road accident, I was up here, top of my industry, touring Europe, just about to come to America and Australia, doing TV programs, doing the lot, I wasn't feeling it for myself. I was giving it all to everybody, but not for me, because I hated myself inside. And I used to hide behind my detective badge. And then it was suddenly, I was now hiding behind Nicky, but then I didn't have anything to hide behind. It was just me, hence me, myself and I. And I literally just thought, I can't have any more masks. Can't have any more masks, I can't allow myself. I'm digressing a bit now, I know, but I can't.
I don't care. Digress.
I can't.
I know you digress, and that's okay. Like everything makes sense, so don't worry.
Oh, bless your heart. But you go through a stage of, there's two personas, people that have been abused in the past, or people that have had trauma in the past. They've got two personas. One they don't want people to see, which is what I used to call the armor, and I've referred to it in the book as my armor. And the second one is really what's going on. And the armor, you don't let anybody in, you just shine out to everybody and don't let anybody come near you. And so suddenly, that wasn't there, and I had to kind of have this real kind of conversation with myself to say, listen to what they're showing you, because what they were showing me was the dreams I was having were exes where they were married. They were so toxic, but I didn't feel I deserved any better. So I was like with alcoholics, with gamblers, with all sorts of trash, cheaters, narcissists. But I thought, well, as long as they love me, I don't care. That's how bad I was. I don't mind admitting it, because that's why we attract them, because we feel so crap about ourselves. We attract crap because we feel crap. When we start to amass this self-love and we think, do you know what, actually, I'm all right. Then you start meeting the people that also think, do you know what, I'm all right. And that's how it works. So they took me for about 6 months. I think it was about 6 months, every night, going through all the dreams of all of my exes, for me to change the energy to, you're really sad because you treated me like this and you should never have done it. And I became the victor. And then once that had happened, then the dreams of me being abused by the thing my mum married after my dad died. And I had to endure all of that. And I kept going, excuse me, why am I going through this? It's not good. They said, we're eradicating your demons. You cannot be who you're going to be in your next awakening. And I'm thinking, next awakening, what are you talking about? Right. You can't be the person you're going to be with all of these demons. You have to love yourself, because we need you to spread that love. We need you to show people how to love themselves. You can't do it the way you are. And I'm like, right, okay. And so in those 3 years, I was shown the most beautiful, incredible things, including cosmic ordering. And I remember one night, I was literally in a classroom in my bedroom while my body was literally laying there close to death. It couldn't do anything apart from survive. And that is the severe end of ME, chronic fatigue syndrome. And the next stage is death, basically. Lots of people die from this because their bodies just have not got the energy to maintain keeping a body alive. And that's how serious it is. But we're just left by society. And I know you are in the US as well, because I have many people in the US that connect with me and write to me about the fact, it's called the millions missing, basically. Millions missing. Is it missing millions? Millions missing. Oh my God, I just had a brain fart. I call it brain fart.
I love it.
And yeah, so we're just left to get on with ourselves. But the cosmic ordering was really good, because I was still a bit, even though I had angels, spirit guides coming in, my grandma came in and said, get on this medicine. And this medicine transformed my life. And it's not from the GPs or the doctors. It's low dose naltrexone. You have it out there in the US. And it's freely given out there to people with my condition. Over here, oh no, you can't have that because it hasn't gone through the FDA, because the professor of the drug wouldn't put it through the FDA, because he knew that pharmaceutical companies would pick it up and make it really expensive.
Of course.
He keeps really cheap from Glasgow in Scotland. And I was on that, still am on that. It changed my life. It got me out of bed. It got me walking. It was an incredible drug. Again, I digress. But it's perfectly fine.
But it's part of your story, Nikki. It's part of how this all came to be. So it makes sense to me.
And so I thought, right, cosmic ordering. I'm thinking, what is the most insane thing I could ask for? So one of my loves, absolute loves, and I'm sure it's because I had a previous life in Atlantis, but I adore the sea. I don't know if you can see this, but this is a mermaid. And I had this done there's a diaphragm there on her bikini. Oh, she looks a bit scary on this screen. And there's the awareness ribbon for ME and fibromyalgia, right? And I had that done because I kept looking at her saying, I will be that mermaid again, because my passion is to dive, to scuba dive. And I had that done to force me that one day I'd look at that in the water and go, we've made it, girl. And that's why I had it done. So I thought, right, I know what I'll do then. And I love the Caribbean. Oh my God, do I love the Caribbean. So this cosmic ordering lock, I think, right, I should have got it out actually, but I didn't know I was going to talk about it. So in my little thing, I said, right, cosmic ordering. So I'm trying to catch them out. It's not even worth it. Trust me, right? Right. Let's see if you can manifest this one, shall we? So I draw this beautiful big home. Oh, it was absolutely gorgeous, right? With a swimming pool, with the bottom part of the terrace caved around this swimming pool. Then you walk down to a little quay and there's a boat there, and you're in this massive lagoon that then goes out to the Caribbean Sea, right? And I'm like, get me there then, if you're so good, right? 18 months later, I'm standing in that house. And the owner is basically a friend of a friend who asked me, listen, we've just sailed to Grenada in the Caribbean. Do you want to come out? And went, I'm going to do it. Even though I was a bit scared, I was on my own. And I said, no, I'm going to do it. So I had assistance, you know, in the wheelchair getting there because I still like couldn't walk too far. And I got there anyway, halfway. I went there for, I think it was about 4 weeks. And after week 1, she said, oh, we're going to meet one of my friends. She's looking at this new house. And I went, okay, then. So as we turned up, I went, I know this house. And I said, I've got it in a book. I'll show you later. And I'd even down to the wrought iron gates that got intricate flowers and vines around them. I'd drawn that as well. Wow. And I walked in and I said, if you go to the left, that's where all the bedrooms are. I said, this is the main lounge. And I showed her the house because I'd drawn it. I'd ordered it.
Right.
So you can stay here whenever you like. And so I was in that house and I stayed there. I showed her the pictures from what I'd drawn like a year and a half ago, because she was kind of looking at me like, okay, you know, you could draw. And I went, and there's a wooden key at the back, isn't there, where you can anchor a boat? She went, I don't know, is there? I went, yeah, there is. And we walked down to the quay, a huge lagoon that led out to the Caribbean Sea. And I'm like, wow, this is good. And so obviously I was homeless, lost all my money. And so I ordered my house. And I thought, well, if I'm going to have mobility issues, I best have what we call a bungalow, which is like 1-floor house.
Right.
And I said, obviously I need to be by the sea because I could live in the sea. If I could live in the sea, I would. And I said, so it's by the beach. And I thought, this isn't going to happen. I haven't got any money. There's no way it's going to happen. But then I said, look, shut up. They've showed you that you can be in a Caribbean house by the beach and that you can dive again. And that's where I did my first dive. And I looked at my mermaid. I thought, that's good, isn't it? And I thought, I'll give it another go then. So I drew out. And what the trick of cosmic ordering is you have to create it that it's a reality. So whilst you're drawing it, you imagine yourself being there. You visualize you making a cup of tea there. You visualize yourself going into your bedroom, what view you're going to have. You visualize what the garden's going to be like. So I drew it all out, and I knew that I had to have a bedroom near to the bathroom and near to the kitchen in case I had a bad day. At least I could get there and make, you know, a cup of tea or whatever. Up at me, out English, a cup of tea.
I know, that's okay.
Or coffee, so I could get a coffee. Sorry, there was this lovely lady. I know there was this lovely lady at the Orlando conference. She goes, can I get a coffee? And I'm like, oh my God, I love it. She's from New York. Like, every morning, can I get a coffee? Anyway, that's a really bad accent. People are going to go, oh my God.
Sorry, I got the New York accent, so don't worry about it. They hear it from me every week. Sorry.
I love it. I'm telling you now, if my incarnation was America, it would so be New York. I love the buzz of the people there.
I know it would be English for me. Like, I love your accent. I love the British accent. Like, people find my accent, like a lot of people, like, they can tell, and it's either for them or not. So
yeah, exactly.
Be careful
exactly. I love it. Oh my God, I just so love it. I do. I would definitely be in New York. But I think the only incarnation I actually have been shown was Arizona. I haven't gone and found that one yet. But that's a whole new story. So anyway, I drew what I needed, and I wanted it walking distance to a beach, which is very expensive here. You know, you have to. But I said, no, I'm going to do it. And incredibly, what also went wrong is that the solicitors, the lawyers that were dealing with the accident, just left my file in a drawer. Just left it. So when I was told by this lot, you need to phone the legal people, and I'm like, because you're not in touch with your life or anything. You can't make appointments. You just can't do anything. And I'm like, what? I didn't even know a year had gone by. It was like being in a time slip of limbo. It was really, really surreal. Right. And I thought, oh, okay. So I thought, oh, I can't phone them. Haven't got the energy. I'll email them. And then it got back that they'd done absolutely nothing to progress my case against the woman that had smashed into me. Nothing in 3 years. And I knew from being a cop that, you know, civil claims, after 3 years, you can't claim. I'm like, oh my God, I had 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Wow.
So they said, well, you know, if you put a complaint in, we'll freeze your case. I said, well, you haven't done anything anyway. I've lost all the medical evidence. What the hell? Anyway, So I then was like this, and I picked the phone up and I was screaming and crying, bearing in mind I used to like be on murder investigations and, you know, arrest really bad people. I'm like, oh God, I've got to make a call. And I phoned this lovely lawyer who's in the Bay here at Devon. And I just was crying down the phone. I said, you've got to help me. They've ruined my life. I've been waiting for this money so that I could get a house, so that I can, you know, get medical attention, so I can get people, therapists and care. So I can't afford anything apart from just to literally feed me and my dogs. I said, you've got to help me. And he's going, oh my God, calm down, calm down. Long story short, he was lovely. And he said, I'm going to take the case on, but I'm telling you now, he said, your case would have been a life-changing amount, like $1 million kind of thing, because your whole life has been altered by this accident. He said, but we haven't got any evidence. He said, I don't know how we're going to do this. So he extended the claim, and in the end I got a paltry amount. It was just a crap amount, but it was just enough that when I was on, my friend used to come and take me for a drive, and the next place next to us, the next county, is called Somerset. It's a very old, beautiful place. It's a lot of flatlands, but then it's got the most stunning hills and moors. And I drove past this cottage. I went, stop. And I said, I'm going to buy that. And he goes, I don't think you're going to be able to afford that. And I went, no, I want, that's the one. And it was this really run down. It was 1600s it was built. Old cottage, right? And I didn't know anybody in the area apart from him. He, you know, he was just a friend. And he literally said, well, obviously I'm down the road, but what are you doing? This is a village in the middle of nowhere. And I said, it doesn't matter because I don't go anywhere anyway. I said, I know I need to get this this cottage. Turns out that then Archangel Michael tells me that you're going to live on my ley line. I'm like, okay. When I go to Glastonbury, I don't know if you've ever heard of Glastonbury. It's like our spooky dooky centre of the world with Glastonbury tour. All the ley lines reach to Glastonbury for the whole world. It's so spiritual. It is just mind-blowing. I used to live, well, this cottage was near it. You could see Glastonbury Tor, which is a huge building on top of this huge mound. And it's in the Magna Carta. You know, it's full of history.
Right.
Most of you don't know what the Magna Carta is. It's an old, I don't know what it is either. It's an old scroll thing from years ago.
Scroll.
Yeah, it's like this old, I don't know what it is. I'm going to Google it. But the Magna Carta, it's got all ancient sayings, testaments, and it's a bit like the Bible. And it's just everything that took place in the history of England or something. Someone's going to go, oh, you got that wrong. And I said, just phone the estate agent up, phone the estate person. And she goes, I'm just round the corner. So I said, okay. So we got through into this house. It was in probate. The lady had died like about 2 years before. She had no close relatives, so that nobody really cared. And it was just left. And as you opened, it was like a haunted, do you know, like a haunted house? As you opened the door, there was all cobwebs and it went, oh, like that. I'm like, oh my God, it was just so unloved. And I just ended up buying it. Literally what happened was I said, look, this is all I've got. And then amazingly, Essex Police pensions chased me down. I went, thank God we found you. You've got a savings account that you took out when you were a police cadet, when you were 17. And it's now amassed and matured. And we've been trying to find you to send you the money. So I put in an offer, £140,000, so about $160,000 under the asking price. Wow. And this agent went, no, that's not going to happen. I went, yes, it is, because they've told me. And she's like, you're a nutter, but I'll put it in. And four days later, I get the house. And then what I do is that I then just save up and get workmen to come in, because I know that old houses, the walls need breathing because they're made of horsehair and lime. Like mud, right? And I knew that most of the walls looked horrendous, but once you brush them down, you just repaint them with breathable paint. So I just did cosmetic stuff there. And when I went to Glastonbury the first time, Archangel Michael stood in this place called the White Spring. Google it all, it's incredible. It is, everybody goes there from the world and dips in this sacred wells of the White Spring, because the stream, the water comes from Glastonbury Tor, and it's all completely charged with ley line energy.
Oh,
And there's two streams. One is the white stream, which is calcium rich, which everybody, it's great because they're all naked. So you get all just men, you're like, hey, and they're all naked. I loved it. And then you've got the other one across the road, which is called the Red Well, and that's iron rich.
ooh.
So you've got the two, right? So I went in there, and like my mate took me, and she said, right, just relax. I went, okay. Suddenly Archangel Michael's there. I always know it's him because I just see his feet and a sword. That's it, right? And he said, you are on my ley line. I thought, oh, you said that before. What's all that about? So I then took, there's people, it's so cool there. If you ever come over, you got to go there, right? There's a gatekeeper that looks after the White Spring. And I said, excuse me, gatekeeper. I said, Archangel Michael says I'm on a ley line. He goes, yeah, the main ley line that runs through the world of Archangel Michael ends here. I'm like, okay. So I said, have you got a map? He goes, just look and it will show you. If you just put Archangel Michael ley line in Google, you'll see the line. And my cottage, the ley line runs straight through it directly to Glastonbury Tor. And he said to me, wherever you may live, I will preside. And the local church is called the Archangel Michael Church. And then the end of my road, there's another weird mound. And on top of it was a 13th century church, St. Michael's Church, the Church of Archangel Michael.
Wow.
And then literally I done it up. And within a year, I knew I had to move on the spin of a tarot card. I'm doing all the spoilers for my book. I thought I need to come back to Devon. That's where I was sofa hopping when I was homeless, and it is a beautiful coastal place full of beaches, and it leads into a place called Cornwall on the south coast of or the south of England, and it is just stunning. It is just full of white powder beaches, you know, cliff tops, and then behind me I've got the moors. Anyway, I found this bungalow. I walked in, you can hear the sea. The sea is literally just across the road here. Opposite me are lakelands and woodlands. And everything is exactly how I drew it in my plan. My dad come and visit me from the spirit world, and he said to me, Nicola, again, he calls me Nicola, you will be at home, safe and sound, and everything will come to you by 2018. By 2019, it's done. 2019, I was here, met the love of my life. Don't ask me how, I did. And literally every single demon, every single thing that was holding me back is gone. I kind of tread one foot on the earth plane and another foot in the spiritual plane, because I can't deal with human energy and people, negative people. And so it's almost like I've got someone always talking to me or commenting about things and directing me where I need to go. And so the whole point of this is now, you know, my dad told me back in 2014, he come and visited me and said, look, your life is going to completely change. It's going to be the worst thing you've ever been through. He said, but you're going to work on such a deeper level. And he said, the final awakening will be when you see this symbol. And he did this symbol, right? He did this symbol of a triangle with a circle on the top of it. So it predicted everything, but I kept thinking, is it like a publisher's symbol? And I kept looking and looking, and I couldn't find the symbol. So that's just reel right up to 3 weeks ago, right? And I get asked by beautiful Danny Henderson, one of my friends, to come and do a seminar in Orlando. And I'm like, do you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to save all my energy up, and I'm going to bloody get there, and I'm going to do it. And part of it is, it's called the Galactic Spiritual Informers Connection. And it's like a spiritual gathering, as well as people that connect to like the galactic energies as well, which is, you know, totally out of my ball game. I didn't know anything about it. And I sat down, and there's a lady called Elena Danan. She's just an absolute enigma. Oh my God, she's incredible. And she is a natural channel for galactic energies.
Right.
And she just kind of almost floats by you. Do you know, she's like just this queen of, I don't know, I can't describe her. She's just incredible. She's mesmerizing. And the very first thing that she puts up on a slideshow talk is a triangle with a circle. And it turns out it's the symbol for Atlantis, which is one of my previous incarnations. And then when I sat listening to it, I'm like, oh my God, I dreamt that. Oh no, I know that. And suddenly it all clicked in, because I thought it was all a bit, you know, that kind of stuff. And then it all clicked in. And so this next awakening has made me even more open to all these different energies, including other, you know, universes. So everything has culminated into this whole world of knowledge. And then literally a couple of weeks ago, my guide said to me, right, start channeling what we're telling you. I'm like, what? It goes, press on that button, start recording what we're telling you, because we're going to use you to tell humankind what they need to know.
Yeah.
I'm like, no pressure, no pressure. And so it went, I did the first one, which was on the Israel and Palestinian war. I didn't know I was going to do it. And it just
watched that one.
Did you see it? Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And the one you did a couple of days ago with Archangel Ariel, and you had me, Nikki, you had me in tears, because I feel energy too. Like, I'm an empath. And when you did that, I was just like, and like after the video, and I couldn't stop crying for like 2 hours. I'm not joking. I was so like, I felt that, like, I really felt that. And I heard that. And it's just like, something that I've always felt my whole life, even as a little girl. Like, why is this world, why is there so much hate? Why aren't people waking up and seeing what's really going on here? And it just blew my mind. It blew my mind.
Darling, bless you. Thank you. Do you know, and the reason why you cried is because you mostly felt the frequency. And when you are in that energy, it makes you cry, because it's just purity, compassion, love. It's, you're home, you're safe, you're well, we love you. And you're like, honestly, I used to cry all the time in that energy. And I was worried, right? Because there's a tiny little bit of me thinking, oh, people are going to think this is a load of rubbish, right? And what happens?
Here's what they do. It's not your problem. Like, they either believe it or they not.
Oh, absolutely. But there's still a bit of you. There's still a tiny bit of ego. I'm like, snapping out. But then she turned Alexa on, didn't she?
I saw that. I was like, holy shit.
I know. And then you've obviously got, because obviously Juliana's in the one before predicted 2nd of November. We had the worst storms that created so much devastation here. Yep. They predicted that, so people are like, oh, hang on. And then she then said about the burgundy rose. How many messages did I get about people either looking at one, picking one up, or getting one, or someone giving them one at the time they watched that video? And so she knew that. And then the next one starts, you'll see it if you're watching it, the printer just turns itself on. It's not even plugged in. I checked afterwards. I'm like, they turned the printer on during me recording. So they're showing people it's real.
It's real. You know, exactly. This is not
loving it, you know. And then people said, did you see those taps and bumps? I went, no, I didn't. Oh, we did. And then I said, did you see that orb? And then I had a shadow figure walk across. I just did a channeling yesterday, which was beautiful. It's Catherine, one of my guides, and she introduced herself a long time ago, and she gave me the art of like working out prophecy and working on a really strong psychic link and seeing people's ailments. And she used to be during the witch inquisitions, but she never got caught. So she was like a herbalist and a traditional medicine woman that lived in this little hut. So when she's younger, she's stunning, beautiful, long dark hair and this black velvet cloak. But sometimes she turns into looking like an old witch, an old hag. And that's when it's a really serious lesson. So I never had any clue. Yesterday, it's coming out in the next couple of days. I had no clue what I was going to be doing. And suddenly someone says to me, pick up your crystal ball. I'm like, oh no, I'm not doing that. Because obviously I've grown up with crystal balls and tarot cards, you know, everybody, family. And so this ancient thing here. And then they said, pick up this, which is, I got this from Kissimmee. when I was out there. It's a crystal shop there, the Black Mineral Shop in Old Town Kissimmee. Oh my God, it's heaven. So I got this.
Ooh, that's
An
beautiful.
angel. Stunning, isn't it? And then they
Gorgeous.
basically said, put that behind it and see what happens. I kid you not. I put it down. I looked through the ball. Like now, I can't see anything really, just because I wasn't channeled. It wasn't in the moment. And I'm like, suddenly see two figures standing on a cliff top. And then one of them sparkling, and she goes, "Oh, that's your solar plexus. That's us two." I'm like, "Oh my God." And then I can't remember half of it, but I cannot wait to re-listen to it, because it's I'll load it up tonight and listen to it, because again, it's just guiding humanity during this crisis. You know, people are talking about the mass reset and all the rest of it. We're going through this massive shift at the moment. We've got the wars happening, we've got the living crisis going on, we've got the wrong leaders, we've got the fat cats, the likes of Bill Gates and the Rockefeller lot, you know, and there's a lot of wrongness going on in, perhaps that's the wrong word, wrongness. I don't know why
it makes sense to me, but like there's too much power, and people like people need to wake up, like honestly, and that's why I love what you're doing, because there's people like me that are really trying to connect like with, and it's not, you know, when you've gone through trauma, and I've gone through trauma myself, a lot of trauma in my life, and trying to now connect. And I've been trying to connect for 4 years myself, just connect to the spirit realm, to talk to people, to like, I literally tell like everyone up there, I'm like, I don't know who's up there. I don't care. Like, as long as it's good, like use me as a vessel. Like, I'm telling people like up there to do that, because I think if we can create this energy and raise the energy of humanity, we can shift everything. And people don't see this, or they don't want to see it. I don't know.
They literally, when they come into the incarnation, you know, their soul has already agreed whether they're going to forget or wake up awake. I was awake as soon as I was down on the earth plane, because I obviously come from a bloodstock that comes from the line of Mary Magdalene from France. And so I come from seventh sons, and we're all like, you know, totally Harry Potter and not muggles.
I love it though. I know, it makes me think sometimes. I'm like, you know, when you think about it and you're like, yeah, you know that when you're up there, you make this soul contract that you're going to come down here and experience everything. And sometimes I even question myself, like, how the hell did I agree to this crap? Because like, why wouldn't I want to come down at least here to have that connection? Like, why did I choose, you know, because I think we all think that, like, why the hell did I choose this? Like, why couldn't I choose to like be connected like as a channel the entire time? Like, what possessed me to do this?
But what's the point? It's like having a crossword and you've got the answers right in front of you. What's the point? You know, people come for human experience. And this is where some people have got me wrong. We don't choose all of our trauma. People go against their soul contract to hurt us. So, you know, some people have said to me, "Oh, well, I deserved to get abused as a baby, did I?" No, you didn't. Absolutely not. Because we didn't agree to that. But someone has breached their soul contract and done that to you. And they will pay that when they go up. However, you are an old soul, darling. Otherwise, we wouldn't be talking now. You would never have been attracted or connected, or they never would have put us together to talk. You're an enabler, just like other people that do these interviews. That is your passion. And during that, you're waking up as well. Now, the thing is that when you spend millennia up there in complete, and this is the other thing, people say, "Oh, you're just, you know, saying it so that it's a happy ever after." No, I'm not. I go up there all the time, you know, and everybody can do it. And so this is what I'm trying to do, is tell people you can all do it. And when you go up there, it gets boring, because you are in utopia. Everything is calm, tranquil, pure, beautiful. Everything is absolute perfection for the soul to reside in, without any human ego to create any issues. And so when we come to, they show me at least 3 generations of family, your family have gone through and come up, because nobody's going to remember their great, great, great grandma. Do you know what I mean? So then they say, so that you don't get a crossover. You know, people say, oh, my son was born in my son. No, I don't know who told you that, but no. There's sometimes a blip, but not a lot. And so you get bored, and I try and keep it real. And this is, and I've been saying that, and it's kind of like a bit of a logo now. Hello, my darlings, and keeping it real. And the public have given me those names because I don't want to get too deep into the, okay, let's go into the zone. You need to make sure that you're cuddly in your line. I don't do all that. I basically trying to bring the masses in on layman's terms to say that we went up there, we were bored, and we crave human experiences. The older our soul is, the more experiences we want to achieve, experience, for just soul ascension, just to learn more. We're craving this experiences, you know, this knowledge. And so we're up there and we go, oh God, how about mum, you die? Because we know we're all going to meet back up there when we're up there. Right? How about mum, you die? And then guess what? Then sister dies, and then we have the pandemic, and I can't even see my sister. That'd be a good one, because I'm going to really know what it's like to go through hell. You'll be up there, so you'll be fine. I'll know what it's like. And then what'll happen is then if I get you to come in to be my friend, you introduce me to the Spiritualist Church, and then I meet my guide, and then I'm awake. Should we do that? Oh my God, that'd be brilliant, right? So it's all funny up there. Do you know what I mean? It's all, oh yeah, oh, hang on a minute. How about you get a really bad illness? Oh my God, you've nailed it. Let's do that, right? So then you all come down it, and then as soon as you get into that birthing canal, boom, the lights go out.
Right.
And you do not remember a thing unless you're supposed to, like me, right? I don't know everything. I don't know, just now and then, like when I was laying in that bed and I went, how effing dare you put me in this bed? I hate you. Right. And then in the end, Julianus came down. He goes, you were so far off your path, my child. Do you honestly think I would have put you through this pain if you didn't need to? You were so far off your divine path. You've gone through so much. And he showed me like woodland full of thistles and brambles. And he said, we've got to put you back. And the problem is we're going to have to put you back through that pain to get where you're at, because your human ego has completely gone way off what you should have done. We've been trying to show you, and the flags were there. Don't go with this man. Don't go with this man. He's wrong. My tarot cards, you know, the devil, really, really negative stuff. You're in a toxic relationship, and I would ignore it. So my human ego was going against my divine path. If I hadn't have had those relationships, if I hadn't have done what I did in certain aspects of my work, my career, who I worked with, or who I didn't, then and it was all down to ego, then my divine path would have been straight to the top. So what I've done is I've now done like a kind of nice scenic route of BS, right, doing all this crap, and then they've put me back here, and now I'm back. And so, you know, they said to me last year, I'm like, I'm not being funny, nobody's listening to me, what the hell am I doing? This is a waste of time. They forced me to go on YouTube, and I mean forced me. My TV kept turning on every night, and my partner at the time was in. He's like, what the hell is going on? I'm like, it's my dad, he obviously wants me to do something. So he was a bit skeptical when he first met me, right? So he's going, no, I think it's an eternal alarm in the TV. I'm like, no, it's not, because it's at 333, and that's an angel number. So whatever. That's right. All right, and then he says, this is perfect, right? One night he goes, Nicky, I'm not being funny, I think you need to get a new TV, because it's obviously a fault of the television in the lounge. And as he said it, the bedroom TV turned on. I went, oh, really? Really? And I said, and look what channel is on, 333. I don't even watch that channel. And I said, and how did the telly turn itself on? Because you need 3 remotes, because it's a bed TV that I splashed out on when I was stuck in bed, right? And I'm like, he goes, oh, you better go and find out what it's about then. I went, yes, I think I will. And then, you know, my dad's like, I went, I'm not being funny. This was November, right, year before last. I'm not, and this was now March last year. And I'm like, I'm not being funny. You just, what the hell? And he goes, you got to go on TikTok. I'm not doing that. It's sort of full of toxic people and assholes. So I'm not doing that. And he said, go on TikTok. Don't ask me why, but I went on it, and it went bang. And I think it's up to 90,000 followers. But the whole point, it kind of helped me to get confidence to get out there again, because, you know, I didn't think interested, you know, because most of the time I'm online, because I can't go and tour anymore, and all people wanted was readings. All they want, and I can't do one-to-one readings anymore. My hours are dedicated to talking to people like you, and now do an evening of mediumship on Zoom, and of course, you know, I attended that conference. I'm getting stronger and stronger, but I can't push myself yet. And then it gave me the confidence to think, do you know what, I'm going to give YouTube another try. And then I met some people that said, we want to interview you, and it's just gone boom. Boom.
I follow Alex too. I followed Alex for years, even before you came on his show. Like, I love what he's doing too. And that's
you.
I'm smaller.
That's you. You are another Alex Ferrari, and there'll become a time where suddenly it will go boom, and you won't know what to do with yourself because you're an enabler. You're part of these portal mediums. And the thing is that also, and again, this is another spoiler for this book, when I had the most amazing download of my life, I thought it was a dream, but then I realized you can only dream in seconds. And I was right in the middle of me flying across, what's the blinking name of Iran? Was it Iran? Oh, somewhere, I don't know, one of the war territories. And I was flying and I felt myself as an angel. And this was the best dream ever. And my friend, who I was like staying with when I was homeless, one of the places I stayed, she was banging the door with a Hoover, with a vacuum, and it was like 8 o'clock in the morning. And I thought, oh God, I might as well get up and have a coffee. And then this voice went, go back to sleep. Right. And I'm like, oh, all right then. And then I woke up, and this most magnificent story ever. I didn't want to come out. I wanted to go back into it because I can lucid dream as well. Most of us can. You most probably can as well because you're so open. And so it's a weird smell. It's like a man with greasy oil smell, like a engineer or a mechanic or something, just walked into the room. That's weird. Hello. It smells like gas, you know, diesel. Don't know who he is.
Holy
anyway,
shit, no way.
Yeah. Hi, I don't know who you are. I'll find out if he connects with you in a minute. So yeah, so I wake up, it's midday, and I'm thinking, you can't dream for that amount of time. That's 4 hours later. And I realized it was a download. Not at the time, I realize that now, but at the time I was like a nutter, right? I was like a banshee. Every time I could move my hands, I was typing this story out that I dreamt of. And I did the whole book in 3 months.
You need to publish it. I can't tell you enough. You need to publish that book. I don't care. You say it's a fiction book. You need to publish, because I went online and I was like, did she publish this book? I know she keeps talking about it. I can't find it. So I'm like, she hasn't published it. You need to publish it. I don't care. You need to publish that book. Darling, your wish is my command. It's with an editor at the moment and it will be published. I'm trying to get it out for Christmas.
Oh. I need to find a good formatter, and I need to find someone that can design the cover. That's what I need to find now. So universe, do your thing. But yeah, it's coming out. And I realized it was prophecy, because everything that's happened in the book has happened, because I wrote that 9 years ago. And so even down to the arena bombing in Manchester with the Ariana Grande concert. And it was just like mind blowing. I don't even know why I brought that book up for some reason. Portal medium. So in the story or the book or the truth, it is the truth, but it's going under I think
fiction. But it's not. Yeah. It's not people, it's not fiction.
Exactly. But I was told by them, we'll reach more people by calling it fiction. I'm like, okay, fair play. And in there, they talk about portal mediums, right? And because they talk about the planet going into crisis, but this is 9 years ago. This wasn't even happening, right? And so they said, we're going to start using portal mediums and people to bring the message to the masses. So I'm a portal medium. You are as well, because you are bringing the message to the masses by interviewing people with whatever stories they have to inspire. We need to kind of bring this love and compassion and this feeling of peace to as many people as we can. And people don't believe that you can do that. Of course you can. We're all energy. So if you send the energy out there, it will land. And this is what Catherine said about this is what Catherine said about when in this channeling yesterday. You don't realize the power of your energy and what you can do with it. You know, so by sending it to Israel and Palestine, by sending it to the Ukraine, whatever's going on in the world, sending that love, sending that we've got you back, we're bringing you comfort, we're bringing you love, it will hit home, and there'll be something.
right.
You know, these sufferers will go, God, I feel like I can go on another day. That's because we've just sent that out. We send ripples. It's known. Sound
That's
frequency
right.
and intent and light and energy are
That's
all
right.
completely, you know, palpable, and they're tangible energy molecules that can reach wherever they go. Hence how crystals work, how we can teleconnectly connect with people, how we
I
can
have
connect with people.
crystals, I mean, everywhere. Like, I have crystals everywhere. They're
Good
all back here on my
girl.
mantle. Like, I've been working, and it's funny, like, you have yours, that's mine. I don't know,
Oh,
it's really hard to see. So it's crystals, and like, I have crystals
oh,
up
that
here,
is
and
gorgeous.
yeah, and just like a whole like dream catcher, because like like I have, like, we both have sleeves. Like, I
I
get it.
would,
I totally
I would so
understand.
have that. I would, if I didn't have that, I'd have that. But I need to cover this one up. But I'm thinking I've
Yeah,
seen one of an angel holding the world, and I'm thinking of having that
do
because that's
it.
exactly what Earthwalkers is all about. It is about Archangel Ariel, Mother Gaia holding the world and thinking,
Right.
we'll lose my baby if we don't sort this out. And so I'm
Oh,
thinking of having that done at the moment.
do it.
My
Do
partner,
it.
he hates tattoos. He hates them. And
Oh
so
well,
I'm
it's
like, I
your
don't care.
body.
Because do you know why we have tattoos as spiritual people? Did you know why?
No.
I asked Julianus this once. He must, oh my God, he just must have he's so much patience, because I just ask all the time, because I think if I've got to deliver this stuff, I need to know it's real, you know. So they have to do so much synchronicity to back things up. And one
Right.
of the things I asked him once was, why do so many spiritual people have like piercings and different coloured hair? And why do they have so many tattoos? Why are they obsessed with having to show their stories and what they represent everywhere on their skin? And he said, because your soul can't show itself as clearly as it does when you're home. So you feel a need to show people so they can say, I see you.
Oh
And
wow.
so it's an expression of what your soul wants to show people, because they can't see it like they can when you're at home.
I have
I thought,
9
oh my God,
tattoos.
because all we see is physical bodies, don't we? And
Right.
so you can tell if someone's awake or not just by what they've got painted on their body. It's just
I have
incredible.
9. I have 9 tattoos on my body.
I
Like,
think, how
9.
many have I got now? 1, 2, 3, 4. I've had loads of makeovers though, because my energy changed. I think, oh no, I don't want that now. But because
Right.
this used to be 2 angel wings and the Hebrew word of karma, right? But when he
Right.
did it, it looked like KFC. It looked like
Oh
two
my God. Chicken place.
It's like drumsticks. I can't stand it. And so I thought I need to cover it up. And then obviously the mermaid thing just manifested itself.
I
But
love
I've
that.
got them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 5, but I've mostly had about 10 cover-ups along the way.
Oh my gosh. Get that other one if that's calling to you. Why
Oh my
not?
God, it's so easy. It is a goddess though, so I'm going to need to. Oh, I'm so sorry. It is a goddess though, but I'm going to have to change it to. Oh, there's Teddy. There he goes.
Like,
Hang
I
on.
was
Can
curious.
you
Do you
edit
still
this?
smell what you were smelling before? You said you
No,
smelled oil. That
I
was
know.
weird.
I know. He's like a very slim frame man, and he mostly worked in either a garage or an industry where he was an engineer working with engines or things that needed oil, or diesel or petrol or something like that. So he's always kind of had to really clean up when he went home. So it'd be interesting to see if anybody watching this goes, oh my God, that was my dad or my grandpa. I feel more grandpa, to be honest with you. And he really loved his work. I think he worked to quite an old age. And if he wasn't there, he was tinkering on things at home, on his car or engines or anything that
Wow.
worked that needed oil or grease.
That's
And he's just wandered
beautiful.
in.
People just
I've just
come in
got it
and you're
again.
like, hey, we're here too. I love that. I love that.
So we'll have to find out. Oh my God, that is so weird. So we'll have to find out if that's connects with someone, because he's not to do with me. I don't know if the name Michael connects with him. I know I've been saying Archangel Michael, but he's not talking to me. He keeps walking in and out.
Okay, so Michael was my grandfather's name.
You're joking me.
I'm not joking you.
Right, okay, Michael. So this is weird. I never
But
expected this.
he was short. He was a short man. He wasn't tall.
Did he have any connection with oil or diesel or work with engines? Because if not, it might be a family member, and he's just said, Michael, so you know that it's that side of the family. I don't know. Is your grandma gone as well?
Yeah. Yep.
So I can smell like a doughy, bakey smell. It's really weird because I normally just have my incense on, and there's a bit of a floral smell. I don't know. It's like a. Do you know if something's just like bread's just being made but it's not, it hasn't baked yet? That doughy smell, mixture.
Right.
I can smell that mixed with floral. But this man keeps walking past, but he's not talking to me. I've just got the vision of him walking in overalls and washing up after a lot of dirt on his hands. And he's quite, he's quite slim. Height most probably, I don't know if he's tall or not, but he's slim. Definitely went white haired. And he's not talking to me though. He's just walking in and out and showing me him coming out and just washing up, getting all the dirt off of his hands. And he mostly had like an outhouse or a barn, or in the backyard there was a little space for him to tinker in his like shed area or on his car. But he's loving it. Seriously. And I've asked to see if I can see your grandpa, but I can't see him. You can never order it, can you? Bloody typical.
Right.
But he is so strong. Perhaps have a think and see if he does connect with any of your family members. If not, or he's a friend of your grandpa's, could be that, I don't know. If not, it might be a listener, because he's definitely not connected with me.
Right. It might
Definitely
be a listener.
not. Sorry if you can hear those little whines. That's little Teddy. Teddy.
Yeah, I know. I love your
It's
dogs.
like, Mummy,
They're so awesome.
how long have you been talking for?
That's okay.
He's my little Jiminy Cricket. He's such
I love
an amazing
him.
boy. And he used to, I even say about in my book about, he used to, on the dot, every single afternoon, he used to paw my chest to get me up and move, even if it was to go down and make a cup of tea. Even if it was going to make
no, like animals, animals, I know for a fact they're not as dense as humans. So they see spirits, they see angels, they see things that we as humans cannot see, supposedly. So they know, like, they have a different connection to source than humans do.
Absolutely right, because they don't have the ego, do they? The thing is, and people always misconstrue the word ego as, I've got an ego. It's not that. It's fear, doubt, analysis, really embarrassment. Shall I not?
Unconditional love. That's what animals offer. That's the difference.
And that is why I always say, and I said this with Alex, Lion, Witch and the Wardrobe. I don't know if you know that book. It's a classic.
Oh, yeah.
I would so love to live in that world.
Oh, gosh, me too.
Where animals rule, because it's fair play there. There's a reason for everything in nature and animals. There isn't any reason for what a lot of these leaders and fat cats do. And so I would prefer to live on an island with animals than an island full of people.
Me too, hands down.
I love Ireland.
Hands down.
We should go and find one of these billionaires and say, right, just buy an island for all the love and light people, and we'll just live in happiness.
Exactly.
That's not going to happen, is it? We're going to learn anything. The thing.
True. It's true. And I'm so blown away by all of this. It's just so, and I know, like, I've heard your story, and I just love the fact that you shared your story with my audience, and you're just such love and light, and that's what we need more of. And I'm just so honored that you're here. Like, honestly,
thank you so much. I just, a lot of people also say, which most we haven't covered, is, well, how do we wake up? It's really simple. Start meditating. I've got loads of guided meditations on my YouTube channel. Go into your local spiritualist center.
Yes.
Start being taught how to open your energy to a divine source, with no fear. And the problem is, we've got this problem with religion. Oh no, if you do that, you're with people. Oh my God, I've had so much of a nightmare with that over the years. And if you can get rid of that thought process and just literally, like I did that time when I kneeled before a full moon and just said, I surrender. And it's the best thing I ever did, because it changed my life forever. And I needed to go through all this to then say to everybody, I've been there, because, the biggest thing is empathy.
That's right.
It's hard for us empaths, but when someone says you don't know what it's like, no, I don't know how it is for you, but I'm telling you now, I've been there. And
exactly. Then, like, I definitely know.
Yeah, I know you do. And the thing is because, and then people will like, and they're attracted by that. The people that say, oh, this textbook says you should be doing this, it's like, you haven't got a clue what you're talking about. You haven't been there. You know, all these people that say, oh, I've got the cure for this, or no, if you do this, they've never been there. So people
That's
don't
right.
connect to them. That people connect to the people that have been there, done it, got the
Right.
sweatshirt. They're now saying, look, I don't know how you feel about this, but this is my sweatshirt. Try it on and see if it works for you.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's good. Gee, I'm quite pleased with that. And
Love you.
and it's just watching people like you and me, and you know, just learning. This is the beauty. This is one of the beauties. There's not a lot of beauties that come out of the pandemic, but we've had to now traverse onto online stuff. It's never been so good as it has now. The unfortunate part of it is all you do is see people looking at their phones. However, for me personally, it is an absolute blinder that I can do this, because I can't physically travel everywhere without getting tired at the moment. I'm slowly getting there, but at the moment, because I can do everything online, and you reach the world that way.
That's right.
You know, and
what a better platform to do it. And
exactly.
You know what? And people that truly are waking up and want to learn and really understand what's going on, they will naturally gravitate. Like, they'll naturally gravitate. I don't know how many people have reached out to me and they're like, you know, you get these advertisers, oh, we can help you get subscribers.
Yeah, you just froze then, so I don't know what you said at the end bit, but I can imagine it's just going bang. And the other thing is, this is what I love as well. There's this lovely lady, I don't know whether to say her name or not. No, I won't. But she did put it on my comment on my YouTube channel. She's suddenly woken up. I've had so many of these emails the last 6 months, and she's like, everything's 333. I'm really freaked out. Oh my God, I don't know what to do. Why do I keep seeing 333? And then a feather dropped. And then my husband said, look, this is 369. She goes, why are they? And she's freaking out because the angels have come in and gone, hi, this is us. This is us showing you numerology. This is us bringing you feathers. This is us showing you how it works. And she's absolutely crapping her pants.
Yep.
And I'm saying to her, yes, you've done it. You're awake. This is how our lives are led. There is not an hour that doesn't go by that something happens that's weird, amazing, synchronicity, a sign that happens to me. And that's how I live my life now, 24/7. And then when it starts happening to people, they start freaking out. And that's when the little religion, the little stupid people say, oh, you know, you're dicing with something you don't know. What a load of crap. We're dicing with a frequency of love and compassion and humility. And once that happens, the magic begins. And people kind of, I think, don't really believe it. And then when they start getting the signs and the synchronicity and the visitations, they're like, oh my God, it's real. And yes, it is real. Just live it. And you know, and this is the thing, it's like some people say, oh, why don't you do readings anymore? One, I can't do it because I'm energy. Two, because I'm too busy. I'm trying to deal with everything else. But three, I'm only reaching one person. Don't go to mediums, do it yourself. Start meditating, walk into spiritualist centers, start doing spiritual classes, start opening your energy up and saying, where are you? I need your help. And watch the magic. You know, what I'm not saying don't go to mediums, don't get me wrong, because we bring closure and comfort and love and proof of the afterlife. Absolutely. But if you're trying to find a way forward, you know, the emails I get are, oh, I need to find myself. Can you help me? Yes, I can help you by saying, help yourself.
That's
I can plasters over it and I can give you a direction, but you've got to walk the walk.
That's
and I think this is what that channeling was about, that Catherine put out through the crystal ball. It's literally, we're setting the path for you, but you are saying, oh no, I can't do that. And you walk around the bottom of a mountain rather than go up it where you need to go. And it's frustrating, but
I know
that's what it's all about. The more people that join us, the more people that view our, you know, what we've got to say, the more people we're reaching, and then they can send out the love from there, and they can send the love out from there, and that's how it's going to work. And that's how we're going to turn everything on its arse, and the new world will come through, and it will be perfect. You know, that's how it work. And people think, it's not your airy fairy nutters. Oh yes, it is. Just watch and learn.
I know. I can't wait. I can't wait. Like, honestly, I can't wait for the day where we're like, I told you so. Like, honestly, Like, and that's my smart ass personality coming up. But it's just true. Like, you know, I respect everyone's beliefs. I respect everyone that believes in some sort of religion, but I think religion is just fear. It really is.
Yes.
And, you know, that's just how I grew up Catholic, Nikki. Like, I went to a Catholic school in New York. So yeah, like they scared the bejesus out of me. And you know, yes, do I believe in divine? I believe in the spiritual realm. I believe in angels. I believe there's something greater, but not in that way. Not, I never have since I was a little girl, never have. And like then you know, you start to get judged. You start to get like, oh, well, guess what? I have that right. And I'm gonna believe in what I want to believe in, and I'm gonna believe in it in a different way with an open mind and an open heart. And good luck. Like, I'm not telling you what to believe in, but I choose to do it this way.
Yeah, that's exactly, you know, it's what happened with my
Done.
family. It's what happened with my family because my great grandma, she was Jewish, and obviously my great grandfather was spiritualist, and they blackballed her. They blackballed her and completely said, "You're not known by this family because you're with that lot." And
Sad.
and then my grandpa, great grandpa, had 14 children. And obviously my granddad, my grandpa, was the seventh son of that family, and then he got electrocuted on a railway track. And so then my grandma was left alone with 14 children, and they still didn't come back because of religion. Just saying. That's nothing against the Jewish religion, absolutely not. I'm just saying that's part of my family tree and it's a fact. And then one of the other side of my family, she refused to acknowledge religion, and she would say, "I'm seeing spirit people, I speak with the angels." And this was back in I think it was the 50s, and they put her in a sanitarium for being mad, and she never came out.
What a sin.
And it's like, it's still a modern day witch hunt. But you know what?
Right.
As I said, the beauty of YouTube, the beauty of all of these online, you know, places that people could go now, we're slowly being more credible. We're slowly, you know, coming around and thinking, let's listen to these people, because everybody else is spouting a load of crap that doesn't help us. So let's start listening to them, you know. And you know, religion isn't crap. It's what religion does. It creates fear. It creates wrath, sins of the father. And I was just had an email this morning from a lady who was Catholic, and for most of her life she literally thought that because her brother killed himself, and she lost a child out of wedlock, so as far as she was told, God punished her for having a child out of wedlock, getting pregnant. That's why she lost a baby, and that her brother's in purgatory, in hell, because he took himself over. So she's lived with that all of her life until she decided to start watching me. And she caught me. I don't know how she found me. I don't know. And then she started watching me. Then she obviously started watching Alex's channel. And then she started going around looking. And she's like, "My God, you've redeemed me. You've made me realise that I've led my whole life fearing for the soul of my baby and my brother." You're like, what's that all about?
That's right.
All about, it's all about control. It's about, you know, this is why everything was changed in the earlier years, because we were the number one religion ever, spiritualism. Also, you know, the pagans, the Druids, they were worshipping this way before anything. And the pentacle and Pan, the king of the elementals, half man, half goat. To change the pentacle to make it the sign of the devil. Guess who made the number 666 the sign of the devil? All the people that were transcribing in the Bible and adding bits and bits and bits, so that, you know, fear the strong religion that's based on love and nature that come with us, because otherwise your soul goes to hell.
Right. And 666 is emotional support and empathy. But that's what the number 666 means. Emotional support and empathy. That's what it is. It's not the sign of the devil. Like, it's not that at all.
I know. Exactly. Absolutely right. But, you know, all we can do is keep doing what we're doing, darling. Spreading that laughter and helping people to realise that all they've got to do is just send their, and it's just recently happened now when I sign books and stuff, I've just started putting, and I don't know where it came from, to open your heart. Just open your heart chakra, open all these divine chakras and just say, right, show me what you got. And they will. They can't come in without permission. So just say, you come in and show me what you got, and then the magic will start. And then it's, as I say, people stop pooping their pants.
It's true.
Love it.
Nikki, I can't thank you enough for being here today. I would love to have you back another
Yes, I would
time.
love to come back, darling. Thank you
Oh
so
my
much for having me.
Guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for watching this episode. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share. We want to spread the message of love and light and healing. That is my mission. I've been on it forever. So help me grow this channel. Let's love and light. I love you guys, and I will see you on the next episode. Take care.